Hey YouTubers, Rival X Factor, welcome to a new series, Quick Map Tips for the Aftermath expansion. And today we're going to talk about the park at Talah Market. And we're going to talk about defending, attacking, lanes, the burn, spawn points, and more. So let's get started. The first thing you need to know when approaching or defending this is what is the burn zone, all right? And this is pretty straight cut. It is this notch right where I'm running around, and then it's easy from here. This entire square. Super easy. All right, so a square plus a little tiny rectangle. Why is this important? Let's say you're on the burn and you're trying to defend, but it's not going back up for you, or it's quickly going down. That means there's bad guys here. So now you know exactly where you need to hunt and fish to catch the bad guys. All right, so let's talk about the 3 different spawn areas. And let's talk about attacking or trying to recover the burn, basically, right? So let's say you spawn here and it's being contested. Here's one spawn point. You could run around to the left. That's great, but let's look at your threat. Look at all that. Or you could cut over this wall and minimize your threat level. Hug here, right? No threat level above you unless they jump down. And look at this nice little spot. Kind of gross, right? Work some kills there. Now, these 2 spawn points are very close. Let me show you another route that I like to go to at least 50% of the time if I pop one of these spawn points, okay? So you could go this main alley, but look, that's right on the doorstep. They're going to be expecting you there. So let's take a look at one more alley over, this first stairway, and why I like it and what you could do from here. First off, there's cover, right? Second off, as soon as you peek this, look at that. Look at the visibility. Now, let's say you clear that visually. Jump up on these tins and just work another angle. You can also come over a whole rooftop and now work another angle. And guess what? You can jump over on these beams. You're right on the berm. So this is a spot people aren't going to expect as much, okay? And it's a very, very useful spot when you need to pick up multiple kills because there's a whole squad there or there's a spawn bomb, right? And let's look at the next 2. The next 2 are simply over here, okay? And again, you're faced with this ledge, and that's not a very good spot. So you could approach that and hug, much like you did from the other side, right? Keeping an eye, all right, and checking. The second you turn this corner, much the same. Come ready, come hot, all right? And the back one, this tins, is much the same. This one, you can chase around the right side because you do have these rocks as cover. And this oftentimes isn't a bad idea to simply come over on this side and work these rocks and slowly push up. And most people know that these areas back here, there's 4 or 5 spawns back here, is the bulk of the spawns. You really don't have a lot of options starting from that mine over there all the way over. There's even a spawn way back here behind these tins. So you don't have much of an option. It's going to take you too long to get a nice flank off of. So you're going to pretty much want to push straight in. But you've got some good spots to play off of. And don't forget, when you're behind cover, always have an out. Mine might be prone right here. Okay? Or if I'm on this side, it might be side strafe prone. All right? So always have an out. This pillar is a great spot to play. But, you know, don't forget that you can easily get flanked back here because they're going to be pushing from E and potentially A as well. So don't dilly-dally too far on the outskirts. Okay, so from these 2 spawns, let's talk about the rooftop approach. There is obviously Main Street. You can go right there. Never a good idea. But you can go this secondary alley, much like the other side, and similar philosophy. You've got cover here. You've got a nice angle that you can work on. All right, because there is cover up there. And of course, you could jump on these tins. Great spot. You're already safe. You can go prone here, right? So that's going to cover you from any fire from at least half the burn, okay? So don't forget these rooftops can be very helpful when attacking or recovering the burn. So how do you defend against it? What do you do to help put the odds in your favor? There's a couple things. When going to recover, defend, or attack this point, you have to ask yourself, what else does the enemy have? Do they have C? Well, there could be a steady flow of people from C onto these rooftops. Do you think that they're going to make that little side street move up onto these rooftops? All right? But the majority of your threat, most of the time, because people are lazy and we have the sheep mentality, is run to a straight line to the burn. They're going to flood this area. They're going to flood this area, and they're going to be all through these rocks and pillars. All right? So where can you play off of? Right here in the middle pillar, this is great to shade. If you start to take damage, you're one move away from safety for at least a split second. There are other spots such as these rugs that you could play and wedge in between the paper stack, all right? And at any point in time, you can go prone to protect yourself from this back roof right here. If they're on this part of the roof, you're dead, okay? But it shades you from this part. The other spot, and probably one of my top 2 favorite spots, is this chunk right here. You can use this to shade your back. You can use this to shade your front, your side. And oh yeah, you could take a quick peek and give a nasty little head, head-only peek for these guys that are trying to run up. All right. So between these 3 spots, this is what I play a majority of the time. And of course, if you want to be kind of a filthy camper, but this works here, is this spot right here. They're not going to really notice you potentially on these other rooftops. All right. So if you have help here, this is a good spot to hole up. It's important. If you're coming to attack, defend, or recover, and you've got teammates spread out, don't have 2 guys camp this rug. It's probably going to get you both killed. Spread out. There's multiple good spots, including this pillar, this rug pile, and this set of rugs right here. Hopefully you guys found this quick map tips helpful. If you enjoyed it or learned something, don't forget to give me the old thumbs up. And let me know how this works out for you guys as you try this.